Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm currently at 7,340 trophies, top 600 in the world with 3.0 Xbow Cycle, picking up where I left off from the last video where I was able to push up to this trophy range. And today I'm going to be continuing the ladder grind. I'm just playing more ladder this season, so hopefully I can get some pretty nice games today and push even higher into the top 500. So we found our first match against BMG Zoro, and we actually see a skeleton barrel first play. And I actually had a pretty bad hand there, so I decided to Xbow because I didn't have archers or Tesla. We do see a gold knight as well. So actually right off the bat, this looks really good for me if I had to be honest, because I think this is going to be double barrel bait. Gold Knight dash comes in, and I'm just going to go for a knight right on top of the Dark Goblin, and he does give the good game already. So yeah, because I kind of recognize the deck, yeah, Skarmy as well. Probably going to be double barrel, so he's going to have the Goblin barrel too, and a big part of this deck is that he doesn't have a big spell, so I'm actually going to Xbow right now super early, because he just uses Golden Knight, he just uses Dark Goblin, only has Inferno Tower and Cycle, and a bunch of bait cards. Like, I don't think he'd want to go Goblin barrel on top of an Xbow. Going to Skeletons to protect my Xbow as well, and I think my opponent's in a lot of trouble here. Going to Knight to predict a Dark Goblin possibly, and looks like he is not playing anything, so I don't think he would have given up yet, but obviously, he kind of had to go Dark Goblin there if he wanted to take out my Xbow, so I kind of predicted it with my Knight, and he gives the early good game, so this is going to be a really good matchup for me, like I said, because he is also not going to have any big spell. This is quite a rare deck, double barrel. Usually you do see the more common Muddy Miner bait, which is much harder of a matchup, I would say, especially if they have Princess, but I will definitely take this one. So pretty aggressive skeleton barrel plus goblin barrel push here. I can pretty easily just set up with a Tesla and log the goblin barrel. The good thing about this kind of matchup is that, again, they don't have any spells on your side of the map, like they don't have log or arrows or fireball or anything like that, so you can really make the most out of archers on defense, I would say, with the exception of Golden Knight, of course, because Golden Knight does kind of hard counter archers, but against skeleton barrels, for example, archers do a great job. Against goblin barrels even, archers can do a pretty good job as long as you also defend with like a skeletons or ice spirit to finish it off. And just gonna let this Xbow die. I mean, it's totally fine because I forced out quite a lot of elixir there. Gold Knight plus Inferno costs 9, and my tower is still pretty much untouched, so goes for a pretty aggressive Dark Goblin plus Goblin barrel. I just set up with a pre-Tesla there because it would kind of just help out against any skeleton barrel. My opponent goes for Skelly barrel in the left, so just gonna try and get an ice spirit off on it. This is quite a hard trick to pull off. Yeah, I'm not perfect at it, but you can actually fully counter a skeleton barrel with ice spirit if you time it perfectly. I'm not super good at that timing, but gonna log here on offense, and looks like we do catch him off guard, get a connection. Dark Goblin comes down. Gonna have to fireball that, I think, because that's just way too swarmy to deal with, but his tower is pretty much down to spell sucker range at this point, and he kind of knows it's over as well. So again, there are different ways to defend the barrels. I took a bit of damage there, but you don't always need to use log. Gonna skeletons up high just to distract the Golden Knight from dashing onto my tower. Looks like it worked out pretty well, and I'm just gonna start my fireball cycle now, and even gonna log the Dark Goblin. Again, like, it really isn't that big of a deal to use log on offense as long as you're comfortable defending the barrels with other methods like archers plus skeletons or knight plus any of your cycle cards. And we're already back to a fireball, so that's just going to be game. Really nice first win. Again, I have a pretty good hard counter there. Even though he does have Golden Knight, he doesn't have any big spells, so it is pretty easy to get an Xbow connection in that matchup. But that's going to put me at 7,373 trophies, really nice number, and pretty much just about top 500, so getting up there. Let's keep the matches going. Alright, so we found another match against what looks to be a Japanese player. Gonna give him the good luck here and see what's up. Just gonna cycle my log, but I'm not gonna do it right away. Gonna wait like a couple seconds because sometimes I go for a log first play against log bait, and then I just get punished, obviously, because I did waste my log. I do see a Dark Print, so since my opponent also wasn't playing anything at the start, I think it might be a heavier beatdown type deck, like maybe Electro Giant or Golem possibly. Gonna split my archers, and we do see skeletons, so maybe the minor control rocket deck, Nate's deck if you guys know. And actually we do see a cannon as well, so just gonna fireball it off, not mess around with it or anything. But I actually think this might be back to E-Giant then, because yeah, Archer Queen as well. Electro Giant has been pretty popular in the past, like it was really overpowered for a few seasons, but recently it kind of simmered down because Mirror was nerfed, and also Electro Giant got a big nerf. Really nice Ice Spirit there to perfectly counter the Queen. Looks like he wasted the ability as well. He does go for an E-Giant, so he's not back to his Cannon or his Archer Queen right now, so he actually doesn't have many great Expo responses except for Lightnings. He's going to have to Lightning this, and looks like he's just going to let it go and maybe try going all in with his E-Giant push, but that's going to be totally fine for me because I can just Knight Archer, cycle back instantly to my Tesla. Just go for a Barb Barrel and Tornado actually, take care of my archers, but I am back to a Tesla, and I can protect the Tesla with skeletons against the Dark Prince, so it should be a pretty clean defense actually, and I'm actually just going to let this go. I don't think I need to respond to it. Does go for a Queen at the bridge, probably trying to punish me for being low in Elixir, but I can just Fireball and then get a nice Ice Spirit off to deny almost all damage. Queen unfortunately gets 2 hits, I thought it only got 1. Against a Firewall plus Cycle card. I guess Skeletons do a better job than Ice Spirit though, because they tank 3 hits rather than 2, but even still, this is just an amazing start for me, and I don't really see how my opponent can come back. I mean, he went with a real aggressive E-Giant in the back, and he just didn't really have a good response to my Expo. I mean, if he had Cannon or Queen, it would have been a different story, because both of those would have just destroyed my Expo, but looks like he's just leaking, or maybe he gave up. Actually, yeah, he might have given up because we just got a perfect start to that game and he didn't really get anywhere. Also, because he spent the Barb Barrel plus Tornado on all of my stuff, I knew that he wouldn't have enough Elixir for a Lightning in time. So that was just a pretty nice defense since he couldn't really afford to Lightning my Tesla. And it just kind of worked out really well. So just going to take this 3 crown here. Really nice win against E-Giant. I feel like this is normally not that easy of a matchup. I don't know how to feel because E-Giant doesn't cost 8 Elixir anymore. It's definitely harder to punish in single Elixir, and he also does have Queen and Cannon, 2 pretty good responses to my Expo. But I guess, I don't know, it depends on the E-Giant version, but I feel like that version, at least, if he did have Lightning, is going to be a bit more difficult. But that's going to be another nice win to put me at 7,382 trophies. Alright, so we found another match against Y, and looks like he has a number 9 global tournament finish, so should be a really good player. Should be a pretty interesting match. Gonna give him the good luck as he gives it back. And we do see a Hog first play, so unfortunately I don't have Tesla in the cycle. Gonna have to go Expo. And also Skeleton is just to DPS the Hog down instantly, so yeah, we did force another response out. Executioner is interesting, so actually pretty good sign, I think. Wow, it does go for a Valk in front as well, pretty aggressive. Gonna have to go for a Knight, and then I think I have to log this back. Hopefully the Knight does take care of the Executioner, but okay, unfortunately it didn't, so gonna have to log it back, also getting back to my Ice Spirit, and unfortunately Executioner does get 1 hit on my tower, so I guess I should have gone for the log sooner, but I wasn't really sure if I would have needed it or not, and we do take another pretty small chunk of damage there, but it does add up. We are down about 600 to start this match out, so not the best start, to be honest, but looks like it is going to be Hog ExeNado, which I think is going to be a matchup that I can win. I'm going to Tesla for this Hog. Also, my trophies are a bit inconsistent from the last match because I did lose one in between, but we won it back, so it's all good. And yeah, this matchup is pretty interesting. I don't really want to Expo right now. I think he's back to his Valk or Executioner and should be, yeah, pretty easy to just tank for my Expos. So I'm probably going to want to start going for Expos in double Elixir and try and see if he tries to defend them without going for a rocket. Wow, goes for Executioner at the bridge. Gonna Archers to snipe, and he's probably going to NATO to take care of them all. Hopefully it doesn't hit my tower. Okay, thankfully it doesn't, but still gonna have to respond even more to this Executioner. And actually messed up that Skeleton surround, that's my bad, but I think I don't have to respond to that. Yeah, so I'm going to go for an Expo now. Valk and Exe are both out of cycle, so we do see the Hog forced out. Just going to log last second to get a small connection unless he plays something, goes for a Valk. So we did force out quite a bit of Elixir though, and I think that was overall pretty nice. Going to Ice Spirit as well, just to maybe DPS down the Valk even more, as he does log it off. So unfortunately, we are still behind in damage going into double, which is not ideal, but it's not too big of a damage discrepancy, so we should be okay. Gonna split my archers again here, and I'm gonna keep going for Expos now, because I'm pretty sure he has Rocket in this deck. Gonna Fireball the Exe off, because that is value in the lane that I want to go in. Gonna log this back, and Ice Spirit as well, just to DPS down the Exe and distract it, and looks like we do get a small connection for that. But wow, he rockets me back, very interesting. I definitely have to punish him, but I don't want to get predicted, so I'm going to Tesla first and then go for an Expo, because he might have gone for like a prediction Hog or Exe or something. And he does go for a Valk now, going to have to Fireball it off instantly, and then Knight to predict the Executioner. Yep, perfect, we did get it off. Going to Archers to DPS it down instantly as well, and hopefully we can get a small connection here, or force the Rocket out, which is also just fine, because we are in the damage lead now. Skeletons was a bit of a misclick, but I am back to my Xbow now, so let's go in again. Slightly healthy Tesla still alive. Hog does come down, but I think I should be able to get a small connection here if I log it off last second like I did last time. And I'm going to get the fireball going again because now I'm almost back to another Xbow, so if he wants to rocket me back like he did last time, I will be able to punish him instantly with an Xbow. So now we're in the lead and pretty much in control for the match. He is back to a Hog, so going to have to go for a Tesla. He actually cycles pretty fast. But I'm going to go for an Xbow instantly. I do have an archer supporting, and I do just want to keep him on the back foot. I don't want to kind of play passively and then just allow him to rocket me out. Unfortunately, though, that was a really nice ExeNado to take care of my Xbow, so he could rocket me right now if he really wants to, but I'm going to try and cycle pretty aggressively to not really allow him to do that. And goblins are pretty aggressive too. I think I am going to have to go for a knight here, because that was actually a pretty good offense on his end. And now, unfortunately, I don't have Knight and Cycle for my Xbow, so it is going to be a bit awkward. But, okay, he does go for Valk, I guess kind of predicting an Xbow, or just clogging the lane up, but going to fireball it off. And now he's rocketing, so I don't want to let him constantly rocket me out, so I'm definitely going to have to apply some pressure with Xbows, and then try and get some fireball value on whatever he plays, like next to his tower. Executioner comes down to predict the Xbow, but I am thankfully going to be able to take it out before it does any real damage, and once again, just going to get any fireball value I can on his tower. Does go for Hog, going to Tesla the bridge this time, and wow, that is actually really lucky. The Executioner does not hit the Xbow with that splash, so I'm going to reset it with an Ice Spirit, Knight to block, and we are going to force something else again. So going to fireball the Valk off this time, and then now my opponent's in a really bad spot because he's going to go for a Hog and rocket. I think I have to Xbow, even though I would like to fireball cycle. He's probably going to be able to get back to a second rocket if he really wants. So going to fireball that Valk off. And basically by going for that Xbow, I didn't really allow him to get 2 rockets down. He's going to be forced to defend this Xbow, and there isn't enough time for him to go for another rocket, let alone 2 rockets. So that's going to be a really nice win, just pretty good control of triple elixir there, and I'm going to give him a good game, well played as well, because I think he played it really well. I mean, he had me kind of behind in damage to start out, but I was just able to kind of come back. And I feel like I played that one pretty okay overall. But that's going to put me past 7,400 trophies, now breaking into the top 500 in the world. So a really nice win there to cross 7.4k. And let's check his profile because he was a really good player, I think. He had a number 9 global tourney finish. Yeah, number 9 GT finish, pretty much top 200 ladder finish. So really good player there. Really happy with that win. Let's keep it going. Alright guys, and we are into the next match against Chickup Horon. It looks like he's going to be a really good player as well, going to give him the good luck. And I actually kind of recognize his name. I think he's a Bridgespam player, if I'm not mistaken, but not sure what version exactly. So let's try and find out what he's playing. Just going to cycle my cycle cards to begin, just play pretty safe and solid. Going to split my archers because he's not responding to anything. And he does go for a Gold Knight in the back, so I'm going to go for an Xbow opposite right away, just kind of test the waters. I do have archers supporting as well, and he does unfortunately have a cannon cart, so this is not looking so good so far, because it could be Drill with the cannon cart and Gold Knight, which would be a really bad matchup, or it could be Golem with Gold Knight cannon cart, which would also be a really bad matchup, but we'll see. Again, I think I've played him before, so I'm pretty sure he's a Bridgespam player, so yeah, we do see the Ghost. Could still be Drill, but I'm going to hope that it's going to be some sort of Bridgespam instead, and just going to go for a Tesla in the middle, just kind of set up for defense. And we do see a Prince, which is really interesting. So I was going to surround the Ghost with skeletons, but now I think I want to save the skeletons for the Prince, and looks like we did the right call because he actually does Mother Witch to predict my skeletons, so really nice kind of switch up in the play there. And I think, unfortunately, my archer doesn't survive. I wanted to go for an Xbow because I think we outcycled the cannon cart, but I also remembered he does have a Gold Knight in this deck, so it is going to be pretty difficult to break through. We do see magic archers, they're just going to fireball it off instantly, and looks like my prediction was right. This is just kind of a Bridgespam type deck so far with cannon cart, and these types of decks usually don't have a big spell. Yeah, Ewas as well. I think he's revealed most of his cards at this point. They usually don't have a big spell, they're usually just kind of you beat them down over time, you know, you slow roll, build up pushes, and then kind of overwhelm your opponent. So usually that is a pretty good sign for Xbow, because even though I can't break through with an Xbow because he has Gold Knight, he has Cannon Cart and Prince as well, which is really annoying. we might be able to kind of win by just defending. But we're still going to try and go in quite a few times, see if we can make something happen here. I'm going to take out the cannon cart with my archers as well. And it doesn't look like he has a barb barrel or anything so far. I don't think we've seen that yet. Going to log this Gold Knight back, as he does go for a low E-Wiz, and Ghost going to go for an Xbow on the left because he should be really low on elixir now. And I'm going to Ice Spirit, and unfortunately he does have enough for the Prince, so I was hoping he wouldn't have enough for anything, but now I think he has enough for a cannon cart as well, so it's probably not going to break through. Yeah, unfortunately Prince also does charge on the Xbow, so just going to have to let that go, which is fine though, because I am still kind of applying some nice pressure. I'm going to Knight just to keep my Tesla alive, and I do want to Xbow, because we did outcycle the cannon cart once again, and I do have a pretty healthy Tesla alive, so I'm going for an Xbow, kind of inwards tile placement so that I can have it next to my Tesla, and we do get a connection, which is really nice. Skeleton will stall that Ghost out really nicely as well, so pretty good placement there, and that's going to be a really nice connection, over 1,000 damage, to put me in a very nice damage lead. So just going to reset once again with the Tesla, and I think just fireball off this magic archer, and at this point I don't really need a connection anymore. Well, once again he does have cannon cart and golden knight, and Prince, like he has a lot of kind of heavy duty, more expensive troops that will do a pretty good job at shutting down an Xbow, so I would rather just kind of chill out. And Gold Knight dash, oh my god, goes everywhere. That is really scary. Gonna have to commit quite a lot on the right side. I was not expecting it to dash everywhere like that, but I guess what can you expect? It is the Gold Knight, so does kind of put my opponent back in the match a little bit, but we do still have quite a good damage lead, so I do want to maintain it, and again, not going to really mess around. The only thing I have to be careful of, honestly, in this matchup is the magic archer, because he can get direct tower damage by sniping like a knight or anything like that with a magic archer, and also Gold Knight dashes, but those should be easier to predict and kind of control as long as I play pretty well. I did keep my Tesla and Xbow alive, so this is a pretty good situation, honestly, and I kind of want to go in because I do have a surviving Xbow, but there's no real point, I think, because it is triple elixir. Probably not going to break through, and I think I'd be much better served if I just kind of chill and defend. And I can go archers same lane. Stacking archers is pretty good in any matchup where they don't have a big spell, but I did want to be a bit careful of it in this matchup, since he does also have the Golden Knight, which will just kind of shut down archers and nullify them, but thankfully he did go for Gold Knight in the left there, which is why I stacked them on the right. So I'm kind of just going to split my archers, unless he commits a Gold Knight, then I'll probably stack them in the same lane opposite to the Golden Knight. And just going to fireball off the magic archer once again, just keep my kind of building setup alive in the middle, and unfortunately Ghost walks kind of close, but yeah, Tesla does lock on thankfully, so that is going to take care of it. Going to take care of this Mother Witch as well with my archers, and I think we are going to be able to win this one. Just going to get a nice fireball off just to secure it. Looks like his spell was Zap. I don't think he revealed that the whole game, but yeah, it looks like that was a pretty nice win. I feel like that kind of matchup is one where it's hard to get an Xbow connection, so if you can't really break through, you can totally adopt a more defensive playstyle like I did towards the end there, and just kind of sit on your defensive Xbows and get some nice micro defense in. But that's going to put me at 7,444 trophies, top 400 in the world. Really nice push there, and let's check his profile because again, he was also a really good player. Yeah, 10 global tourney finishes, number 78 top ladder finish, amazing player there. Really happy I was able to win that one. Let's look for the next match. Alright guys, and we found another match against Abdul Rahman. He has a fair amount of trophies higher than me actually, so if we do get this win, should be pretty nice in terms of trophy gain. We do see a Lava Hound first place. I'm going to go Skeletons, just cycle to my Xbow. Thankfully it was next up in my card rotation. Otherwise it would have been pretty awkward in terms of starting hand. And I'm going to go Archers just to take out these Skeleton Dragons instantly and see if he has like arrows or anything else, because this will take care of the Skeleton Dragons and then also move on to target the Lava Hound. So we do see an Inferno Dragon as well, so probably going to be the Barbarians arrows version of this deck, LavaLoon Minor Arrows. And a Miner comes down as well. Gonna have to get a nice fireball off on everything here. And hopefully I did. Okay, I actually missed the Inferno Dragon. That is really bad, but thankfully Ice Spirit plus Skeletons will take care of it, and Tesla is just barely helping out. So, okay, that was honestly not that good because I did miss the Inferno Dragon with the fireball. Usually you do want to get a really nice fireball off and all the lava pups as well as any support, but thankfully I did have the cycle cards to kind of help me out there. But yeah, I would have had much more tower HP if I didn't miss that one. But still, overall, looking like a kind of a difficult matchup here, and I'm going to wait on this cycle because I don't really want to waste anything. I kind of want to go in with an Xbow when he goes for a Lava Hound, and he does go for Balloon plus Skeleton Dragons. Very interesting. Just going to go Knight to protect my archers from the Skeleton Dragons, and archers will take care of absolutely everything. So I can actually go for an Xbow after the Death Bomb finishes off. I'm going to go for Ice Spirit plus Skeletons for this Inferno Dragon as well. He does go for arrows, which will take care of everything, but that is still going to be a really nice connection, and going to put me in the damage lead by quite a bit here. And now I am back to my archers, so I cycled pretty quickly there. So if he does go for a Lava Hound in the back, yeah, I'm just going to be able to set up with some pre-archers. So overall, I would say pretty decent single elixir start here. And I am one card away from my Xbow as well, so if he does want to Lava in the back, I am going to be able to Xbow. So just going to cycle to it instantly and go in this time. And I think he's going to split Barbs in the middle. Yeah, pretty standard play on the Lava Hound user side. So just going to go Knight to protect my archers, and then maybe try and kite these Barbs on the right side out of Xbow range with my Ice Spirit. Looks like we did get the play off, which is really nice. Going to Fireball off the Skeleton Dragons instantly as well. Unfortunately, wasn't able to keep my archers alive. Would have really liked that, but the Skeleton Dragon did get one extra hit in there, so is going to unfortunately take it out. Gonna just distract this Inferno Dragon behind a little bit, and also try and cycle back to my Fireball for all of this, and then I am going to have to get a really nice Fireball off and everything here, and Knight as well for the pups. And unfortunately, I think the Balloon is still going to get 2 hits, so that is unfortunately going to be tower down. I was hoping to maybe defend that without losing my tower, but Balloon unfortunately gets 2 hits, so pretty tricky there. But going to go for another Xbow right away, maybe predicting a Lava Hound in the back, and going to go for an Ice Spirit Fireball on these Barbs as well. Okay, looks like unfortunately I missed one Barbarian. That is a play I really like to make, where you kind of kite the Barbs into one spot and then Fireball them off. But I think Skeletons are much better at doing it than Ice Spirit, because Ice Spirit does jump and then kind of walk away. But anyway, I have to keep the pressure up because I definitely don't want him to build up a big push. So all the way back to another Xbow, and this is a really nice Tesla placement here, where you can hit the Lava Hound while it's on your Xbow. He also just uses arrows, which means he won't be back to it for this set of archers, so should be pretty nice defense there. And I don't actually need to Fireball Skeleton Dragons, because one does go to my King Tower, so I can hold on to my Fireball for the Lava Pups once they pop. And I am back to another Tesla here, but wow, back to a second Lava Hound is my opponent, so it's going to be a pretty tricky defense here. I think I am going to have to get a nice Fireball off on the Pups plus the Inferno Dragon, and hopefully the activated King Tower will help out. Well, not really activated, but since it is a tower trade situation. And I am going to have to get a Tesla down last second, hopefully just barely in time. I really hope I can get it down. And okay, just barely. That was really close. But unfortunately, we are still going to take death damage there. But we are still in the lead, so I guess it's okay. This time I'm going to go for another Expo, and this time I will have Skeletons to use on the Barbs, if he does try and do that. Looks like he is just trying to defend differently instead, but going to do the same play. Going to log the Miner back as well. We do get a nice connection there, but we have a big push to defend now, so going to be pretty tricky. Going to distract the Eye Drag, and I am already back to my Fireball. I think I have to Fireball the Skeleton Dragons off. Balloon is going to the King Tower, which isn't that bad, because the King Tower is much healthier, so I should be fine as long as it doesn't get like 5 hits or something. And even though it does get quite a lot of damage, we are still going to be fine just kind of by sacrificing a bunch of King Tower damage there. And now there's only 20 seconds left, so I just kind of have to defend his Miners and Fireball Cycle. Lava does come down, so I'm going to try and stall it out with a Tesla, and I do need to kind of defend this Miner, so I am back to a Knight. Thankfully, I do get it down just in time before the arrows take out of my archers, and I am going to try and stall this out last 2 seconds, and oh my god, everything was just absolutely swarming me there, but I was just barely able to win that one in the tower trade situation, just barely holding on. I feel like that is quite a difficult matchup, honestly. Definitely not Xbow's matchup after all the nerfs, like to Tesla and everything, but still, plus 36 is going to be absolutely huge. Rank 315 in the world, 7,480 trophies, really nice win there. Tower trade is kind of sketchy in a matchup like that, I feel like, but I kind of messed up the defense, I guess, because the Balloon still took my first tower, so I didn't really have a choice, but very happy I was able to still win and hold on to defend. So I think I'm going to go for one more, so see you guys in the next match. Alright guys, and we found the final match against Oyasu. Looks like it is going to be the real one, because he does have that number 3 ladder finish on his banner. Going to give him the good luck as he gives it back. We do see a log, so probably going to be another cycle deck on his end. He's known for playing quite a lot of cycle decks, I think mainly 2.6, but Now he plays a lot of different decks, and he also has a really good YouTube channel. You guys have probably heard of it if you watch other Clash Royale YouTube channels. I'm just going to Xbow opposite to the Queen, and it is going to be Royal Hogs Earthquake, unfortunately, so I don't really know how to feel about this matchup, because even though it is going to be easier, since they did nerf Earthquake a couple seasons ago when they made it do less tower damage, I feel like it is still kind of difficult because they also have the Queen with the 3-card cycle, so they can still outcycle us pretty easily, and overall it is still going to be pretty hard to get an Xbow connection, so I'll see how it goes. Going to try my best though. I think definitely going to have to go for anti-Earthquake Tesla placements, and also going to try and avoid any Fire Spirit damage on my tower, because every small bit of damage does count. So let's see, he does go for a cannon. Actually going to be a pretty annoying play, honestly, because I can't really do anything about it. It is going to be really high up, which means I can't actually fireball it and either tower, so I don't really have a choice but to just kind of play into it, I guess. Just going to go for a Tesla now, maybe bait out an Earthquake, and then I can go for an Xbow afterwards, but looks like he is pretty smart and knows that that's probably going to be a pretty good trick I can go for, so he's not even going to go for the Earthquake, just going to let it go. Either way, I'm still going to go for an Xbow though, and Knight, because I think we did outcycle his cannon by 1, and he is back to it now, unfortunately. Going to log it off instantly. Does go for the delivery, and I think he won't have enough for a Queen. Yeah, actually doesn't even need it, because Earthquake Log just kind of shuts down Xbow, so this is why it's kind of difficult to get a connection, because if they just stall it out forever with the cannon, you can't really do much about it, and also you can't really fireball the cannon, I feel like, because then they're just going to go Royal Hogs in your Xbow and you can't really do anything, so I'd probably rather just kind of sit back and constantly try and go in. If he does ever go for Royal Hogs, I am going to fireball them off like right now, and hopefully get a small connection here, Ice Spirit as well. And looks like he is playing this pretty smartly, because he does know that if he pops the Queen ability, my Xbow will target the tower, so he kind of knows not to do that. Gonna Knight just to make sure the Queen doesn't destroy my tower too much, and I don't think I can Xbow right now because I'm probably down quite a bit of elixir, so kind of just have to reset. Just gonna sweat my archers in the back and see. I'm gonna go for an anti-Earthquake pre-Tesla this time. Should be pretty solid, kind of similar to his cannon, but he's actually going to Earthquake off my Tesla, so I'm going to go for an Xbow instantly in the right, and once again going to fireball off the pigs, and try and predict a Queen. Looks like he's just kind of getting back to another Earthquake, so even though we do get a small connection, he's unfortunately all the way back to an Earthquake. This is what I mean, like, they cycle so quickly, so it is still really hard to break through, because if they play really well, it's going to be difficult. But now, once again, he's not back to his Quake, he's going to try and break through again, fireball the pigs, and I do kind of have to predict a cannon on my Xbow or a Queen, so that's why I'm going for these Knights in front constantly. But yeah, unfortunately still not going to break through. Oyasu is defending this pretty well, honestly. Knight though is going to force out a really awkward cannon in the right. Now I think he's going to be kind of low in elixir after that, so I can definitely go in, and looks like he actually didn't catch it in time, didn't have anything in cycle. I guess he didn't want to go for a Queen. But unfortunately the Fire Spirit does splash onto my Xbow, so even though I did get a really nice connection there, Earthquake Log Fire Spirit just kind of destroys Xbow. But just like that, we are kind of back in the game, so I definitely want to keep trying, and pretty good that we're going opposite lane, because that means he can't really get Earthquake value on my right side tower and my Xbow anymore. Looks like he does Quake off my Tesla, so I can... Okay, looks like he predicted my Xbow in the left, which was a pretty good play, because I was about to do it, but since I reacted to his prediction, I'm going to switch up and go in the right instead, and try and defend this Xbow with everything I have, although I think he's unfortunately back to an Earthquake, so it's basically going to take it out, and unfortunately that is in the right, so even though I did kind of punish him for wasting... Okay, and wow, we got drop glitch on that Xbow, which is really bad, because that basically lost me the game, I feel like. I mean, I was up quite a bit of elixir there, and then I just kind of lost like 3 elixir, just because it kind of just drop glitched and didn't place my Xbow down in time. So yeah, now I don't really see how we're going to come back, and I'm still going to try, obviously going to have to keep going, but he also knows that I have to keep going in, so he's kind of predicting me, so kind of awkward, but going to keep trying to go in, destroy the cannon as fast as I can, and then go in once more. He's probably back to his Royal Hogs now. Okay, looks like he's just spelling out my Xbows actually, and he is kind of catching up in damage even on the left. We do actually get a small connection, but it's not really going to be enough, because my right side tower is just so unhealthy from before, and it's just too low to kind of come back from. So unfortunately, guys, I think that is going to be a loss against Oyasu. I think I'm still going to keep this in the video, though, because I don't like to always just hide losses and pretend they don't happen. I'm going to give him the good game. I feel like I played it okay, Definitely would have had a better chance, because that actually got pretty close at the end. Definitely would have had a better chance if I didn't get drop glitch and triple, because also triple elixir flows so fast, and I lost at least like 3 elixir, I would say, by that glitch, so that really sucks, but it is what it is. Again, you guys probably know Oyasu if you have watched a bunch of other CR videos, so as you can see, he has a really good profile, really talented player, and not too much of a shame of losing too many ways. Still, gonna be a really nice ladder push, and I think I'm gonna call it there. So, with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I will see you in the next one.